What if your biggest enemy is not the world, but the way you see yourself? Most people blame fate. They blame luck. They blame circumstances. They believe success is for special people, not for ordinary ones. But what if destiny is not written by fate? What if it is written by the mind? This is the story of a man who learned that truth almost too late, but not too late to change everything. In a small town called Greenfield, there lived a young man named Alex. He worked at a roadside tea stall. Every morning at 5 a.m., he opened the small wooden shop, lit the stove, and prepared tea for early customers. His clothes were simple. His hands were rough from washing countless cups. His earnings were barely enough to pay rent. He had been working there for 4 years. Every day he served tea to shopkeepers, laborers, students, and businessmen. But no matter who came, Alex always felt invisible. People drank their tea, paid, and left without even looking at his face. To them, he was just the tea boy. Deep inside, Alex had dreams. Sometimes he imagined owning his own business, living in a better house, earning respect. But every time those dreams appeared, another voice spoke louder. Who are you kidding? Success is not for people like you. You're just a tea seller. The people around him repeated the same message. His relatives would say, Alex will always be the same. He has no ambition. Old school friends who had become successful passed by without greeting him. Slowly, Alex accepted it. He stopped dreaming. He stopped trying. He believed he was meant to stay small. One foggy morning, an old man named Thomas came to the tea stall. He was different. He didn't just order tea and leave. He sat down and looked directly at Alex. How long have you been working here? Thomas asked. For years, sir, Alex replied quietly. And how long do you plan to keep working here? Alex was confused. I don't know, sir. This is my job. This is what I do. Thomas leaned forward. Let me ask you something important. Who do you think you are? When you think about yourself, who do you see? A tea seller? Or something more? Alex hesitated. I'm just a tea boy, sir. That's all I am. Thomas shook his head. No, that's not who you are. That's just what you do. There is a difference. But you have made your job your identity. And your life will never grow beyond the image you have of yourself. Alex felt something move inside him. No one had ever spoken to him like this. Thomas continued, Your life will never rise higher than your self-image. If you see yourself as small, you will stay small. If you see yourself as limited, you will remain limited. The biggest prison you live in is not this tea stall. It is your own mind. Then he paid for his tea and left. But Alex stood there frozen. That night he could not sleep. One question kept repeating in his head. Who do you think you are? For the first time in 4 years, he questioned his beliefs. Maybe I am not weak. Maybe I just believe I am. The next morning, Alex stood in front of a broken mirror and said softly, I am not just a tea seller. I am capable of more. Felt strange, but it also felt powerful. He began behaving differently. Instead of keeping his head down, he greeted customers with confidence. Instead of just serving tea, he asked what flavors they liked. He cleaned the stall carefully. He learned to make new types of tea: ginger, lemon, cardamom. People started noticing. Customers complimented the taste. Some began coming only to his stall because the service felt better. Something inside Alex was changing. He stood straighter. He spoke clearly. He smiled without fear. One day, a regular customer said, Alex, why don't you start your own shop? Your tea is better than most cafes in town. That sentence planted a seed. Why not me? For 6 months, Alex saved every coin he could. He studied small businesses. He visited tea shops and observed how they worked. He stopped seeing himself as a worker. He started seeing himself as a future owner. Finally, he made a bold decision. He quit his job. He rented a small corner shop in the market. People laughed. He'll fail and come back, his relatives said. But this time, Alex did not listen. He trusted his new mindset. He opened his own tea shop. It was small but clean and welcoming. He served quality tea at fair prices. He treated every customer with respect. Slowly, people came. 3 months later, he was earning more than he ever had before. 1 year later, his shop was thriving. One afternoon, a familiar face walked in. It was Thomas. "I heard about your shop," the old man said with a smile. "I had to see it myself." Alex felt deep gratitude. "Sir, you changed my life. That question you asked me, who do you think you are? It woke me up." Thomas smiled. "I didn't change you. I only helped you see what was already there. You were never just a tea seller. You only believed you were." Alex nodded. "I learned something important. We don't become what we want. We become what we believe. I wanted success, but I didn't believe I deserved it. The day I changed that belief, everything changed." Thomas placed a hand on his shoulder. "Exactly. Your circumstances did not change first. Your mindset did. And that is the secret most people never understand." Alex was never trapped by his job. He was trapped by his self-image. The moment he changed the way he saw himself, his destiny began to change. Remember this: you are not defined by where you stand today. You are defined by who you believe you can become. Change your belief and you change your future. If you believe this story carries a message worth sharing, please like this video, share it with others, and subscribe to our channel for more inspiring stories. I'll be back soon with another powerful life lesson.